guys, welcome back to another read aloud to practice our reading skill for the week. I hope you've really been enjoying the books I've chosen for the read aloud, as students in the past have enjoyed them, and they're fairly newer books, okay? Most of them are pretty new books, so hopefully they're relatable and you definitely enjoy them. This week, the reading skill we're focusing on is sequencing, and sequencing is just a fancy word for putting something in order, particularly a story in this case. So we are going to read this story called Honey, Honey Lion by Jan Brett. At the end of the story, your independent activity is to sequence the story. Now, really, you're just going to tell me what's the most important thing about the beginning of the story a reader should know, what's the most important thing about the middle, and then what's the most important thing about the end of the story the reader should know. Okay, sequencing is putting something in order, and it's a very useful tool for somebody who's never read this story, okay? So, Honey, Honey Lion by Jan Brett. Again, you don't need to tell every little detail, just the most important thing about the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. As we know, that's how stories are written. We don't typically have the ending first. Okay, here we go. In Africa, the honey guide and the honey badger are partners when it comes to honey. So here's the honey badger, and here's the honey guide, a bird. The little bird follows a bee to its hive, and then she leads the honey badger there to break it open with its big, strong claws. Together, they share the sweetness, and that's the way it has always been. So they're a great team. The bird helps find the honey, and the honey badger helps crack it open so they can enjoy it. Oh, and here they are enjoying lots of honey. Maybe this day badger was hungrier than usual. Maybe he forgot about the honey guide who showed him the way. Or could he have been thinking, my strong claws do all the hard work? Whatever the reason, that day the badger would not share. So you can see he's being very selfish. He has all the honeycombs, and the honey guide, the bird, is definitely not happy about that. He found the honey, and now the badger doesn't want to share. Honey guide scolded Badger as he waddled back to the jackalberry tree, his tummy almost touching the ground. She fussed and fumed as she tried to fit into her burrow. Finally, she cried out for all the animals to hear, "No fair, no fair!" Soon, all the guinea hens were broadcasting the news. Honey Guide is in a major rage. So Honey Guide is pretty mad, and all the animals are starting to hear it. Now they're all going to start to tell each other. So look, her belly's so full of honey, she can't even fit into her little burrow, her home. But Badger didn't hear. He was sound asleep, smiling, snoring, and hiccuping from his big meal. Grump! Badger roared out the loudest hiccup of all, and its deep, low rumble gave Honey Guide an idea. Uh-oh, I have a feeling this is not going to be a good idea. For the badger, at least. The next morning, Badger woke up hungry, his tummy flat as a pancake. That's when Honey Guide flew by, heading for the great gray Balboa. "Honey, honey, honey!" she cried, grinning. The little bird zigzagged over its large roots. Pitter, patter. Badger ran after her. Pitter, patter. Honey Guide flew low across the water hole. Splish, splash. So you can see she's almost on the water. Badger paddled after her. There he is. Splish, splash. So Badger doesn't think there's a problem, and he's just following the Honey Guide. Honey Guide glided to the top of the termite mound and bounced off the foot. On one foot, sprung. So there they go. Badger scrambled to the top and bounced after her. So Badger must be really hungry because he's keeping up with her. Honey Guide landed on a hollow log. It echoed as she stopped along. Boom, boom. Badger hurried to catch up. Boom, boom. Next, Honey Guide flittered through a stand of papyrus. Tall, dry reeds waved back and forth. Clickety-click. Badger praised along, muttering, "Where is that honey?" The papyrus rattled as she went by. Clickety-click. So he's like, this is the longest hunt she's ever taken me on. Honey Guide led him through a field of golden bristled grass. Swish, swish. Badger huffed and puffed, but the thought of that delicious meal waiting for him kept him going. Swish, swish. So they're really on a hunt. Ooh. By now, Badger was tired and wet and itchy and sore, but he didn't slow down because Honey Guide was just ahead of him. She flashed her wings, fanned her tail, and dove under a tree. Badger charged in after her, singing triumphantly, "Honey, honey, lion!" So Honey Guide knew exactly what she was doing. She's trying to teach the Badger a lesson. Silly Badger thought this whole time he was going to get honey. "Lion, lion, lion!" Badger turned on his tail and ran. So he definitely did not expect to be seeing a lion. Swoosh, swoosh through the grass, crickety-crick into the papyrus, boom, boom over the hollow log. So he is going so fast, and Lion is coming right after him. And Bird doesn't have to worry because Bird could fly. Sprung over the termite mound, splish splash across the waterhole, pitter patter over the baboa roots. Badger dashed into his burrow. Honey Guide cheered. In a flash, Badger was far from the entrance as he could. So if you see in this picture, he's hiding as far away from the lion as he can. Right behind him was Lion's huge paw battling the air, but he could not reach him. And that's the closest any animal could be to an angry lion to live and to tell the tale. So he's lucky he got into his burrow because that lion is right there. That evening, Mongoose squeaked to Elephant, who trumpeted to Hippo, who bellowed to the Warthog, who squealed to the Bishop Bird, who piped to the Hyena, who whooped to Zebra, who snorted to Giraffe, who was overheard by Guinea Egg, who bulged it far and wide. It was the Bush Telegraph, and it said, "If Honey Guide leads you to a beehive, be sure to reward her, or the next time she will lead you to a lion." So all the animals in the jungle heard what happened and saw what happened, and they all sent a message to each other. If the honeybird ever leads you to go get honey, you better share that honey with her, or she's going to lead you straight to a lion. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that story as much as I did. Now your activity is to sequence the story, put it in order, tell me what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Now remember, just the most important details. I don't need every little detail. It would be a good idea to use the animals' names. Honey Badger, Honey Guide, Lion. Okay, I'll see you guys later.